No, it is not. So, for those who don't know about Palworld, the recent newest game on the block, not really newest game on the block, but the #1 game that a lot of people are saying that is going to be the Pokemon killer. I have seen so many of these narratives throughout my entire life as a Pokemon fan, where I'm seeing game after game, franchise after franchise talking about how it is going to be the Pokemon killer. Now, there has been other games like Digimon was going to be the Pokemon killer. Then you also got the likes of Yokai Watch. I believe it was back then on Generation 4, Generation 5, Generation 6, where Yokai Watch was going to be the Pokemon killer. And in actuality, Pokemon was actually doing quite well, and Yokai Watch, unfortunately, did not really get that much stuff done in the States. In Japan, it was a huge hit. However, in the Western countries, or basically countries outside of Japan, it did not really do as well as would have hoped. Then you got Monster Hunter Stories, which is just basically a spin-off game to Monster Hunter, which in actuality is not even close going to be a Pokemon killer, because Monster Hunter Stories, to be fair, it's pretty good, but it's not really that, that gigantic game that's going to be the Pokemon killer. So, how about another one, Temtem? Well, Temtem was kind of interesting. They had some kind of interesting thing with double battles and all that kind of stuff, but it needed more time, and I think a lot of people put too much emphasis on it being a Pokemon killer, which is very strange, and even then, a lot of people don't even know what Temtem really is, unless you really know Temtem, like you really play it. And now, the newest inclusion into the collection, the newest kid on the block in the Pokemon killer society is Palworld. Now, Palworld is the newest game to be included in the Pokemon killer narrative, and frankly, I'm kind of sick of it. I'm very much sick of it, because the thing is, the only thing that can kill Pokemon is Pokemon. The only thing that can kill Pokemon is Gamefreak, or whoever is in charge of Pokemon at the time. Because the thing here about Pokemon, especially nowadays, is that the gameplay is the same. And I understand all of these different gimmicks and all that stuff. I understand some of them may be good, like Mega Evolution. You have Z moves. Then you also have Terrestrialize and Gigantamax and all that kind of stuff. However, I'm not really sure that the highest grossing franchise in all of Japan, doing better than Sanrio itself, is going to die. Because it's too successful to be killed. Now, I get that you want to make sure that Pokemon is, going to innovate. You want Pokemon to innovate, and I'm pretty sure that they will. Generation 10 is around the corner, and 10 is a very important number when it comes to franchises. Generation 10 around the corner, Generation 5 remakes coming up very, very soon. Rumors circulating that it's not going to be a remake, it's going to be a sequel. That will be interesting. But I think that even with Palworld still being the designated Pokemon killer, first of all, it's not. And second of all, just let it be its own game. Now, the issue with that is the whole plagiarism issues, the AI usage in the game, or a lot of people just saying that, well, people are just overhyping Palworld, it's not really that good of a game. It's a good game. It's basically Arc with a bunch of Pokemon elements into it, and it's really, really good. I very much recommend that you play it. Now, with the whole plagiarism idea and the whole usage of AI, I think that will be a bit of an issue in terms of the companies. I think the companies will take that into heart because, of course, plagiarism, you don't want to play around with plagiarism. But when it comes to the fans, when it comes to typical people like you and I think we won't really care about it because Palworld has gotten such acclaim. A lot of people are very much enjoying the game, enjoying the gameplay. You got guys like Moist Critical playing the game multiple streams over and over and over, and a lot of people are enjoying it. VTubers coming up, playing the game a lot. A lot of people are literally giving it free advertising, word of mouth, and all this different kinds of stuff. Palworld is doing great. But in terms of the whole plagiarism issue, I think that it is going to be a very difficult time for them because the whole usage of AI, and a lot of people have some controversial opinions with AI or AI usage. Plagiarism, that is still a huge issue, but for certain people, they don't really care about that kind of stuff. As long as the gameplay is good, then it's good. Now, you may say it's blissful arrogance or ignorance and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people just want to play a good game and they don't care if it is taken as plagiarism or completely unoriginal and all that kind of stuff. Now, yes, that may be true to some people, and to some people, they will take into offense if it is plagiarism. If it is using AI, they will completely cancel the game. They will literally go on social media, go for a freaking crusade, and do as much as humanly possible to shut down the game. And it won't work. Because the thing about Palworld is that Palworld is so big. Last time I remember, you have like a near 2 million amount of people, 2 million players on Steam playing Palworld, which is more than double of Baldur's Gate. Now, to be fair, Baldur's Gate on Steam is completely different because Baldur's Gate is available on a whole bunch of different platforms, but still, that's insane. So I think that Palworld, yes, Palworld is going to have its own issues with the usage of AI, potential plagiarism, and yes, Nintendo, specifically Pokemon, is going to investigate on the usage of plagiarism and all that kind of stuff. And yes, that's going to be a huge issue if it's proven to be true. But as of right now, Palworld is doing quite well. I think a lot of people are enjoying it for what it is. It's a pretty good game, and all they really want is Pokemon to innovate. Now, if they are going to innovate, which I'm pretty confident that they are, again, Generation 10, a Generation 5 remakes, potential sequel, I think it's going to come back. I think Pokemon is going to be really, really good. I think the whole Scarlet and Violet generation, Generation 9, is an experimental generation. After all, this is the first time that they ever tried out an open world Pokemon game, and I think they did a lot of the fundamental parts quite well. Of course, there's still some issues, but after all, I think Generation 10 is going to be a huge banger. And if I'm proven wrong, then yeah, Pokemon needs to innovate as fast as humanly possible. Because if you have 2 straight generations that are just terrible and trash and bad at opening night, then Pokemon, I'm sorry, but you have just taken the L. And Palworld, bro, you really need to fix up your rack on the whole plagiarism thing. That's going to be a huge issue for you. So, is Palworld the Pokemon killer? Nope. No, it's not. Is Pokemon going to innovate? They better. They need to. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. These are just my thoughts. What are your thoughts on this whole Palworld is the next Pokemon killer narrative that's been circling on Twitter? Or whatever it's been circling on, especially Reddit. Of course, it had to be Reddit. What are your thoughts? Comment them down below, and I'll reply to as many of them as I can. And don't be afraid to like the video and subscribe to the channel with post notifications on. And as always, I'm HermitGRAB, and I'll see you soon.